Hello, welcome to Double Talk. I'm Mark Steffen.
I'm Michael Mandel, and happy Hanukkah. Here's our Hanukkah lights. If it's Saturday, then it's the fifth night of Hanukkah. But we're not lighting them because it's not sundown, in case people want to know. Not only that, they really get smoky and they stink up the place.
This is just representative of the ritual.
Yes, so that you know it's Hanukkah. We have, for today's experimental drink, I don't know, have you ever seen these little things? They're little one-thing shakers. This is a promotional...
I've only seen them at your house,
Yeah,
Michael.
anyway, but this is from Cointreau. We went to the cocktail conference in San Antonio in 2014, and they were giving them out, and I was using it for a drink, and I noticed that they have the recipes on the side. One's for the white lady, which I've had before. I mean, not a white lady.
You've had a few of those, I'm sure.
Cosmopolitan and margarita, but the one I haven't had is the sidecar.
Okay, we're going to have a sidecar now.
Sidecar. It's an old drink from the, who knows when, the 40s or 50s. And it gives you little markings. So those of you who have little mixers, use these.
What are the ingredients in the sidecar, Michael?
The ingredients are Cointreau, which I find to be a very useful liqueur. It's used for margaritas, obviously.
Use a lot in margaritas.
Actually, everything I mentioned here, you use Cointreau in the Cosmo, margarita, and the White Lady. The White Lady is pretty similar to the Sidecar, except it's made with gin.
Well, Cointreau is basically orange liqueur, right?
Yes. A lot of people buy the cheap version, which is called Cointreau.
Oh, yeah?
Yes, and some people use triple sec. But if you really want a quality...
Yeah, Cointreau is better than triple sec, I find.
Yes, it is. I pre-measured this. This is cocaine. Oh, no, this is lemon juice.
Freshly squeezed, I hope?
Yes. Well, before I came here. So I measured this exactly. Let's see if it's really, truly exact.
And if you measured exactly, all you would have to do is just dump it in. Okay.
Well, they're measuring. I just want to make sure theirs is the same as ours.
Okay. Michael's very particular on his measuring.
Measuring is very crucial to being a bartender or
mixologist.
Yes.
Now, what's left?
This we happen to keep in our box. Remy, this is brandy. My wife's favorite is Remy, and this is a VSOP. Remy Martin. And my favorite is actually Courvoisier. So, but this recipe calls for it probably because the same people who make Cointreau probably make Remy.
So brandy is basically what? Cooked wine?
Cooked wine. It's wine that is further distilled. So that's 1.5 ounces of Remy.
You didn't put that much in, did you?
I did. It says so.
Okay.
1 ounce of Cointreau and 1/2 ounce of lemon juice.
And then we'll have it on the rocks.
No, we're not.
We're not?
We'll shake it up.
Well,
it says fill with ice.
Shake it on the rocks.
Shake it.
Not stirred.
Can't put that many rocks in this thing.
It's true.
You've seen us do this show with one of those great shakers with the 2 parts.
This
is a handheld one that is really convenient if it doesn't leak.
It's like a maraca.
I got 2. So I could just...
I see. It's basically really just enough for one person, but we're only
This is a one cocktail thing. Yes, we're tasting, and it's 7 o'clock in the morning we do this show.
It's never stopped us before.
No. Your glass, please.
And
self-strainer.
Yes, it's very nice.
It's very efficient. You know, you got that strong cognac smell.
You do?
Yeah, can't you smell it?
I do now. Yes.
I'll save this for Chris.
Well,
it looks slightly yellow.
Very lemony. Pungently so.
It could use like a maraschino cherry, I think.
Or some more Cointreau.
No, it needs to go in a different direction. It needs to go a little sweet.
Well, Cointreau's kind of sweet.
It is, but it also got lemony. Wow.
You know, Michael,
it says here, perfect cocktails begin with Cointreau.
One of these days, you know, there's going to be a cocktail that includes Viagra. That way you could pour yourself a stiff one. But, folks...
Well, keep your hopes up for that. Okay, that's Remy.
You know, last week we talked about the club store. Just mentioned it briefly. And after the show, I went by there. And I didn't, because I didn't know what it was. It's up there on Tell Shore.
That's where the old Prime Time Fitness was.
Old Prime Time Fitness was in there. I never knew what the club store was. So I went in there. And, you know, it's a discount store.
They let you in.
They let me in and they let me out.
That's a good start.
And they got all kinds of things. And they even have furniture in the back. They've got household items, food items, toys.
So it's an everything store.
It's like a department store. It's got a little bit of everything in there. And the prices are really marked down from where you would buy them in a place like Sam's Club or Walmart or wherever. And but over there at the club store,
yes,
you know, they have everything right now in the month of December. Everything is 10% off the price that's on it. And
they must have bicycles.
Yes, they do.
Buy them for your kids.
And over there, they have, everything has a price tag on it. There's no barcodes. It just has a price tag. You know what's going to cost. Because I don't read barcode.
Well, you should have taken it in school.
I know.
Read barcode.
And
So, yes, they have good prices, and they're giving you, 10% off?
10% off the month of December. And you don't even have organic food items, I noticed. I was surprised to see.
You would, like soda?
No.
I can't tell what that is.
A few items were, no, most of them weren't.
Is that Izzy? Izzy's a good little sparkling water.
And
how much is Izzy? Did you notice?
Oh, no, because I don't drink Izzy. But if for those of you who watch the Las Cruces channel, I'm going to give you a secret code. And when you go there, when you go to the cash register and you say, ask for Santa, you get an additional 15% off.
Or if you ask for Santa, do you ask for Santa? Or you say ask for Santa?
You say ask for Santa.
No, you ask for Santa.
And you get 50% off.
Well, that's a pretty good deal. After you're getting 10% off, 15% off.
Right. Now, if you don't say that, but you spend up to $50 or more, you'll get $10 off that amount.
And
if you go to the website, you have to go to the website and do what it tells you to do. You'll get $10 off.
And you have a thing up there about the fire pit?
They have a fire pit. Yeah, fire pits for sale. You know, rock around the top, you hook up your propane tank. There's a picture of it. And you shop for those around town. You'll pay $299 for those, $299. Now, they have it on sale. They have it there, regular price, $104.99. Okay? Yeah. But with all the discounts, the 15% off, it brings it all down to $89.24.
24 cents.
Now, that's a good Christmas present.
24 cents is. 89 is
89 is not bad.
That's like
for a family,
less than $10 a pound.
Right. Of course, you're only going to use it in the winter months.
You can't buy. No, people around here use it in the summer because you're sitting around something. You want to look at a fire.
It makes nice ambiance if you're outside at night. A little gas fire pit. You know, you take the propane tank off your barbecue grill, hook it up to the fire pit after you've cooked.
After you've done dinner, yes.
Yeah, and you have a nice fire pit. Sit out and have your drinks, have your sidecars or whatever. Sit around the fire pit and have a nice conversation.
I think get used to this.
Yeah, that's over at the club store.
Yes. Well, here's to you, club store.
We'll drink to that.
Cheers.
If you watch this show a lot, you know
I've got a special gift for you. It's the secret of saving time and money. You won't find it under your tree. It's at the Club Store Outlet, the greatest Christmas store. As a way of saying thank you, Las Cruces, through the month of December, come in and take an additional 10% off the lowest price until Christmas Day. We have gifts for that special person at wholesale prices. Everything for that holiday party. Everything is brand new, overstocked from the big department stores. Shop at Club Store Outlet at 910 North Tell Shore. Best deal in town.
Like I mentioned, you buy $50 or more, you get $10 off. And if you say ask for Santa, this is only for people who watch the Las Cruces channel on Double Talk.
If you don't watch this, you can't say it.
Say ask for Santa when you go to when you go to checkout, you'll get an additional 15% off.
But apparently, even if you watch our show on YouTube, which you can find under Double Talk Michael or Mark,
that's true.
You can get the same thing for all of this
all
month.
December.
Yes, you should watch this before December's over.
Well, stop into the club store anyway. You know, you never know what you're going to find. Every week there's something different. That's the cool thing about it.
I didn't get there this last week, but I will go now because on the way home I could.
If you stop in, if you see one of us there, come up and say hello. We'd love to talk to people who watch the show.
We don't make a habit of being there, but you could say hi. As for me, Michael. And the owner is Michael too? Oh, as for Mike, the owner.
And then ask for Santa.
And tell him you saw us on whatever the name of the show is. Do you remember what the name of the show is?
Double Talk.
Oh, the name of the show is right behind you.
Is that it? Now, you know, if you've watched the show, as I said, we love food and drink. It's one of our favorite topics. We like to talk about restaurants, good experiences or bad. Today I'm going to talk about a bad experience at a restaurant.
Oh, good.
And it should be, it shouldn't be a bad experience in a restaurant like Village Inn.
Yeah.
A place that prides itself on breakfast.
Would contest that statement that you just made.
What, a good restaurant like Village Inn?
Yeah, a good restaurant like Village Inn. I mean,
I'm contesting
you don't even like Olive Garden, you don't like Red Lobster, yet you go to Village Inn. How can you do that?
I was getting new tires across the street, so while we were waiting, we walked across the street to Village Inn.
You should have had breakfast at Olive Garden. You could have had a nice frittata.
I could have,
yeah.
And except they weren't open. And so we went into the Village Inn, and I got to say, it was not a good experience. It will never go back.
Tell us the problems, because anybody could say anything about a place. And
Alice ordered the Denver omelet, and the picture. They even have a picture of what the omelet looks like.
They gave her a plane ticket and said, "Go and get it."
And when it arrived, it did not look like the picture on the menu.
That's because it got beat up on the
It didn't have all the ingredients inside as advertised. And, she was waiting for the waitress to come back so she could tell the waitress, can we just put some more peppers on it? Well, she waited long enough, and now her food's cold. So she had to eat it cold because the waitress never came back.
Now I know why you never go out to eat, because you always have trouble.
And, I ordered something a la carte, just some eggs and some toast or something. And the waitress asked me if I wanted some salsa with that. I said, oh, yeah, I'd love some salsa.
How was the salsa, Mark?
Well, the waitress never came back, so I never got my salsa.
How are you supposed to know if she doesn't come back?
I never got it.
Gosh.
So, in fact, it was so bad that they comped Alice's meal.
That's good. That was a bigger meal, more expensive,
the
right?
pancakes were terrible. For a breakfast place that doesn't know how to make pancakes, that's quite disappointing.
Well, I've been to Village Inn before, and usually I like it.
Yeah, well, see, that's the problem
But you
with Las
never
Cruces.
know.
It's inconsistent.
You never know.
So bad service and bad food. That's Village Inn.
I was just up the street at Olive Garden this week. Had a great meal.
Michael, why don't you take me there? Because I'm not going to go on my own. If I'll go there with you.
And they have food that you would eat, except I think the chicken might be kept in a penitentiary and not the kind that you like.
Well, not free range, huh?
No, it might be free range. Actually, the chicken was very nice.
I don't need chicken.
What?
I don't need to have chicken.
No, but the chicken parmesan was great.
Oh,
as well as our sauces.
Do they have eggplant parmesan?
Yes, they do.
Okay.
Free range eggplants.
I've eaten in Village Inn in El Paso a couple of times because I had to.
That's Village Inn. We're talking about Olive Garden.
And Olive Garden. I've eaten in Olive Garden in El Paso a couple of times just because I had to. I haven't tried the one in Las Cruces. I assume it's got to be
they're
worse
all
than the ones
different.
in El Paso.
They're all different. Yes. No, we have a great time. The waiter remembered us. He remembered what my wife had to drink last time.
That's interesting.
Wine.
Yeah. What did you have?
Wine.
Oh, you didn't order the gimlet?
The Negroni. By the way, the Olive Garden is one of the 4 or 5 restaurants here that can do a Negroni.
Because they have all the ingredients.
Because they have Campari. Yep.
Interesting. Okay. Now,
to reinforce that.
Recently, here in Las
What do you
Cruces,
got there?
last week, there was another school massacre.
Not in Las Cruces,
A
in New
shooting?
Mexico.
In New Mexico.
You said Las Cruces. So
Okay, I didn't mean to say Las Cruces.
I say do the same stuff.
In Aztec, New Mexico, which is in the northern part of the state. That's the second school massacre within the year. There was one in Roswell last year.
2 people were shot?
Yeah, plus
That is not a massacre.
Plus the shooter.
That's not a massacre. That's a suicide and shooting 2 people.
Oh, we'll tell the parents of the kids who were killed.
Well,
That's not a
massacre is a term that has to be a lot of people.
How many for a massacre?
I would
4
say
or
about
more?
10. Yeah.
No, it doesn't have to be 10.
No, massacres are like... It's
A school shooting, anyway.
I'm not describing how bad it is. Of course it's bad, but the term massacre implies a mass of people. Las Vegas, Nevada, that was an incredible...
2 people were massacred in the school, and 0 people should be massacred.
So
in
if somebody
school.
walked up to you with a gun and said, I'm going to massacre you, and you go ahead, shoot me. Massacre or your money? Well,
I'm thinking,
know.
yeah. So, so it can happen in New Mexico. It's happened twice in New Mexico in the last year.
We are a gun
shooting.
state. In fact, this is the 5th anniversary of the Connecticut shooting where they killed tons of little
Sandy
kids.
Hook,
Sandy
yes.
Hook. And 6, now that's a massacre. Not that I'm saying that that's a good thing to have. We should not have massacres. We shouldn't have people just going out and killing with guns. A lot of people, if they had only knives at their disposal,
that'd be less killing.
Yeah,
but the
slower.
NRA is in favor of selling guns to people who have mental illness.
And they're in power.
So
That's a political thing.
That's the state we live in.
Well, let's keep going about political.
Did you hear about that Salvation Army kettle
the
that was
kettle
stolen
was
at Walmart?
From what
She's
I
out
heard,
there ringing the bell.
They just stole it.
And the
Because
guy
they
walked
wanted a
up.
kettle.
She thought they were going to put money in it. Instead, the guy just grabbed the kettle and ran off.
I guess they had some money in it.
Yes, he did.
That's
a lot
a
of
very
money.
efficient
She's been
way
there
to
all
steal.
day.
Oh, and she got all the money from all day. Don't they put it in their pockets when it gets too high? Like,
When the kettle gets full,
like a
like this
musician, you know.
They should have those tied down so if somebody tries to grab it, it's already tied down. They can't.
They should have a little sign.
Run off with it.
Anything more than $10 is in the safe.
Yeah, so some lowlife stole the charity kettle outside Walmart on Rinconada.
So what can we assume from that? There is no morality.
Oh, well, more drugs
Morality
are more drugs are about that night.
Well, see, that circulates the money. Otherwise, you just give it to the Salvation Army. And what do they do?
Well,
Go to war with Salvation.
hey,
Yes.
you know where
What's
Motel
next?
Boulevard is?
Give me a hint.
It runs right in front of the county building
Oh.
and Rendezvous Cafe.
You mean pretty much the furthest west, north-south.
Yeah,
thoroughfare.
That's pretty much, yeah. It
You
runs
go
under
all the way
freeway,
from sort of Picacho Hills to Mesilla.
and they're talking about changing the name of it. Motel Boulevard only has one motel on it.
Yes. They thought it would be a great place for motels because it goes past
Right
the
next to the
underpass.
freeway.
Yeah.
But there's only one motel. But they want to change the name to Pat Garrett Boulevard,
Well, there's only one Pat Garrett.
which I'm in favor of, actually.
I like Pat Garrett. I mean, I don't necessarily like him because he shot Billy the Kid.
No, but he was a sheriff here in Doña Ana County.
That's true, but the Garrett family here has done good things.
Right, and they claim it'll cost about $20,000 to change the signs on the freeway and around town. But
They could put footnotes under them.
so Pat
Mo-
Garrett Boulevard, I'm in favor of it.
Nobody's really looking for Motel Boulevard. I mean, you can't say, I wish there were a motel around here, and then they say Motel Boulevard.
Yeah,
well,
then-
I better go.
And then they see what the motel is. They don't want to go there anyway. Let's take a break,
Are we taking a break?
Yeah, we're gonna take a break.
I bet we take a break while we're on the show.
and we'll be right back after these words.
And drinks.
I've got a special gift for you. It's the secret of saving time and money. You won't find it under your tree. It's at the Club Store Outlet, the greatest Christmas store. As a way of saying thank you, Las Cruces, through the month of December, come in and take an additional 10% off the lowest price until Christmas Day. We have gifts for that special person at wholesale prices. Everything for that holiday party. Everything is brand new, overstocked from the big department stores. Shop at Club Store Outlet at 910 North Tell Shore. Best deal in town.
Hey, Grandpa, come play catch.
Well,
Don't you want to play catch with me?
I want to, but my back doesn't. It hurts so bad I can barely. Oh.
Has this ever happened to you? You could qualify for a pain-relieving back brace at little or no cost to you. Call the Pain Relief Hotline now.
Catch it!
Wow, Grandpa, it's going so high.
Call the Pain Relief Hotline now to get your pain-relieving back brace.
Sugar and Spice makes Christmas nice at the Club Store Outlet in Las Cruces at 910 Tell Shore. Come in for all your holiday gifts and discounts up to 90% off the big store prices. Housewares, clothing, furniture, toys, electronics, and more. It's all here at the Club Store Outlet. No membership fee. Get more, pay less. Come on down.
We are back.
We are back.
This is Double Talk. I'm Mark Steffen.
Michael Mandel. I was not impressed with the sidecar, but I know that
It's more of a girly drink.
a
You just wanna call
girly
it that?
girly. No, it's not. It's an acidy, lemony drink.
Very
so
lemony, yeah.
just to make sure, we're going to have the Remy Martin cognac because everybody loves that by itself.
Yeah, we just want to compare cognac alone.
Cognac.
And this is a good cognac.
Yes, it is. The point of making a cocktail is to broaden the flavor spectrum of whatever you're drinking.
Exactly.
And not to say, oh, we put lemon
Not to
in
ruin it.
We'll put lemon in it. So cheers.
Cheers. So you like Courvoisier more than this, huh?
Yeah, I do.
You do?
It's a little smoother, but this is good. You know, cognac is sort of like a scotch made out of grapes. It's got that
But
flavor.
not quite
It's
as
got
harsh.
a strong flavor. Yes. It's a little harsh.
Not as harsh as Scotch.
It depends on your scotch. If you do
Yeah, well,
Lafroy,
that's
it gets
true.
pretty good.
That's true.
All
But
right.
this,
All right.
it's got a little harsh finish, but it's not bad.
Yeah, it's mellow.
So now
You're
you
not
know
supposed to kick it back like you did, but you know, that's your.
The amount I
system.
kicked back was a sipping
That's-
amount.
Yes.
Now, you know, it's the election season's coming up.
What season? What election season?
Well, the people in
It's
Alabama
next year, for
just
God's
had an
sakes.
election.
They just, yes, that was a cataclysmic election. That was an earth shaker.
And
luckily, Roy Moore is not moved by how much the earth shakes because he knows God would never do this to him.
And well, he won by just a small margin, 1.5%.
He lost.
He had enough people, his voters, I call them morons, who voted for him, but he lost. And I think that's a positive step.
A positive step.
Well,
I think it was.
They didn't elect the child molester.
That's good, but it was so
positive.
thin, and mostly because the black voters really turned out. I mean,
They organized.
So what does that say about the white voters?
Well, here in New Mexico, we need to organize the Hispanic voters because they don't vote in the numbers that they should be, and they wind up being unrepresented.
Yes.
I would like to have the Hispanic voters register to vote, and there needs to be a concerted effort toward that.
Maybe you should change your name back to its original Spanish origins.
Sanchez?
Sanchez.
Oh.
Mark Sanchez.
I don't.
You're like Teddy Aspen Sanchez.
Yeah.
Oh, is that how you know Teddy? Because you're mishpocha?
We're cuñados.
Yeah. Oh, is that the word?
And so coming up next year is an election. And,
Things are getting hot.
Things are getting hot. There's two people, Bill McKinley, our state representative from District 33,
who's our rep.
Decided not to run again because he's going to run for a different office.
He's working his way up to a salaried position.
Right, he wants to get paid finally.
Finally.
And so there's two women running for his seat. And those two women are...
That's not a sexual thing, is that?
No.
Okay.
Those two women are Micaela Lara Cardenia and Mary Martinez White. They're both running. They're both Democrats. They're both running for the seat that has been held by Bill McKinley.
We don't know their differences yet, but we have a long time to fight it out. So we'll see what happens. We're going to go to all sorts of events, and they'll show up and say hi.
If you have an opportunity to meet the people running for office, I say take it. How else are you going to be schooled on what they stand for?
I was to a place where the three of the four candidates for governor were speaking.
Yes.
And you can learn a lot from that. You can learn pretty much everything you want to know.
Right.
Unless some things are hidden.
And we talked about Pat Garrett just a minute ago. Billy Garrett is running for lieutenant governor.
Yeah. And
who currently he's a county commissioner right now.
It'd be nice if he could win, but he's got a lot of northern New Mexican people running against him. So
and they have a lot of money up there.
We'll see what happens. They have a lot of people, and they just identify with the local thing. But Billy Garrett is a wonderful guy. He's sweet. He has been to our poetry things, and he's done poetry. I hope that doesn't speak against him.
Well, he's
I
qualified.
believe it speaks
based
for
on
him.
his past experience. He is qualified.
He's got amazing credentials.
Yes. And
that's not on the list. Oh, is that the list?
And we may have him on a TV show later at some point.
That'd be good.
Probably next time.
He's a nice guy.
Next year sometime. Now,
next year, you talk like this year is like done.
But it certainly seems that way.
Yeah. 2 more weeks.
Well, it seems like it takes a year to drive through the intersection.
Oh, which one?
Of Spitz, Main Street, and Solano.
You've only been complaining about that for 2 years, you and the producer.
That's only because it's been under construction for that long.
For 2 years, yes.
Well, it seems like 2 years.
Well, give it a break. Oh, I guess that's what they want to do, give it a break.
And so if you want to find out news about it, if you go through that intersection a lot like I do, or if you have to go around it a lot like I do, if you want to get home, then there is a meeting that the Department of Transportation is holding on Thursday, December 21st, at their offices on North Solano, 750 North Solano. From 6 o'clock to 8:30 in the evening.
6 to 8:30.
You can drop in.
They're expecting at least a half hour of descent.
Well, you'll be able to ask questions. They'll probably have a map there showing you what it's going to look like when it's finished. I hope they have bike paths. I hope they've thought to include bike paths in this whole thing. I'm sure they haven't, but that's because that's Las Cruces.
I think they should have done an overpass and underpass. That way you don't have to wait for traffic from Main Street if you're going east.
Oh, a viaduct on Main Street.
Would be good, yes.
That would have been nice.
Over or under, you can do that. But that's probably not going to happen.
But in Las Cruces, that would have taken 4 years to construct.
Yeah, we can't do that.
Did you know there used to be a viaduct on Picacho that went over the railroad tracks?
On Picacho?
Yeah.
Really?
It's a viaduct that went over the railroad tracks. Yeah.
So the train could go under it? Mm-hmm. That'd be cool.
Yeah. You didn't have to wait for the train.
Yeah, but now there isn't.
Now there isn't.
Just the...
And there's a lot more trains now than there used to be back then. This was in the, I think, the 50s and 60s.
1850s?
They took it down in the early
18 or
60s.
1950s?
19.
Oh, you remember all that stuff.
Yeah, there used to be a swimming pool right there, too.
There is a swimming pool right there.
No, there's not.
There's a
Labs Pool used to be there right across the street from the...
It's not there anymore?
No, it's gone.
Oh,
across
gosh.
from the tennis courts.
That's kind of recent. It's like within the last 5 or 10 years.
About 10 years.
Yes, I haven't been on that side of town. I don't go to Ness's that much.
Oh, yeah, okay, yeah. Well, they went and built the Las Cruces Aquatic Center, which is basically a kiddie pool.
For grown-ups.
Yeah, but they claim they're going to build an Olympic-sized pool there one of these days.
Of course. You'll know it when you see your tax thing.
Right.
Which is being, our federal tax thing is being negotiated right now.
Yes. What a
we'll see
ripoff that
happens.
is.
We will probably talk about that more next week.
Oh, yeah, we will. Now, there's several things going on this weekend as we approach the holiday season.
Is there?
Well, the Chamber Ballet does their yearly production of the Nutcracker.
I think it's like the 38th or 39th annual Nutcracker thing. And Michelle, who used to do it, yes, she used to do it, but her husband,
may she rest in peace,
Kevin
Michelle continues on.
It gets better and better every year. Well, actually, I guess the kids graduate, so then you start over again. But it's usually, it's well done. These guys have produced it.
They know what
for
they're doing.
Decades.
And they bring in a guest artist for the main male lead every year.
That's me this year.
Oh.
They said we wanted a local TV personality. So
do you have a dance belt?
I could do it. I have sneakers. Is that what you're supposed to use?
No, dance belt.
Don't look there.
And now,
sexual abuse right there.
So the two remaining shows are tonight at 7 o'clock, Saturday night, and Sunday afternoon matinee at 2 o'clock at the Atkinson Recital Hall at NMSU, which is on the Horseshoe. On the Horseshoe.
On the Horseshoe, yeah.
Horseshoe.
What's the mini Nutcracker?
Well, then there's something called the mini Nutcracker that somebody else is doing at the Rio Grande Theater today at 3 o'clock.
Same logo. Mini Nutcracker.
The mini Nutcracker.
Yeah, that's
and I have no idea what that's about.
That's after somebody says, "Don't you be cracking my nuts." He cracked the little nuts. That's pretty. The mini Nutcracker is peanuts.
We don't know what that is.
Maybe it's Snoopy because it's peanuts. Anyway, the other thing, the actual theatrical event that's singing and dancing, Annie, a well-loved
at the Las Cruces Community
musical,
Theater. Final shows today at 2 o'clock.
Which Mike Cook calls outstanding, must be seen.
Tonight,
can't miss it.
Today at 2 o'clock. Tonight at 8 o'clock. And tomorrow at 2 o'clock. Now it's almost sold out.
And you saw it 2 days ago. How do you think it might have been?
I think it was probably pretty wonderful.
And I might have seen it last night, and I think it was probably pretty good.
And so there's a lot of
Janet
kids.
Mazda.
See, there's a lot of kids in it, so these kids bring all their family to see it. That's why it's hard to get a seat. Plus, it's a musical, and they always sell out big time.
Are great. So the other thing, we have time for this. Now, I know you don't care, and Chris doesn't care, but a lot of people sitting watching our show are wealthy because they invest in Bitcoins, and they're sitting here watching the show wearing their underwear because they make a fortune on Bitcoin. Bitcoin started in 2008 during the crash when somebody got the idea that money means nothing, so let's make a money thing.
It's a new currency.
It's based on, let's say, nothing. There's no inherent value to them except what they're worth. And for the last, 9 years, they've been trading. And a lot of people trade that, I guess, for big drug deals. So it could be money. Anyway, a couple of weeks ago, it hit $10,000. Recently, it's gone up to $16,000 for a Bitcoin. And you can only keep track of this on your thumb drive. If you put it in your computer, you could be hacked. So those of you who are looking at it, it's now on the Chicago Exchange, and you can actually get money for Bitcoins.
Sounds like an episode of The Big Bang Theory where he bought Bitcoin when it first came in.
Did you see it? Big Bang Theory had a thing about
and
that.
he lost the information.
Right,
Sheldon erased it.
No, he didn't erase it. He lost the chip, and the guy in the comic book store found it, and he thought, "Oh, look, I could sell this for $9." And there were 9 Bitcoins on it, which is worth virtually $90,000.
Yep.
See you next week. Happy holidays. Have a good and peaceful Hanukkah.